Namaste to all dear warriors. Here I am with a new video relating to theory and practices of GST important questions for one time chance. Okay, one time last chance students. Okay, so this is for 2016, 2017 and 2018 batch old syllabus students. So please be careful with this. In unit 1 short questions, what is GST council, credit note, debit note. In this what is input tax credit, dual GST concept, uh, credit note, debit note are very important, and this GST also very important. Others once go through. And for long questions, registration under GST, procedure for registration under GST, cancellation and revocation of cancellation of registration, Indian GST model. These are very important questions, A category questions. Sometimes they may ask, how do you determine the place of supply and time of supply under GST, and what do you mean by GST returns? Explain the various types of GST returns. These are B category questions. B category एक बार पढ़ के जाना. A category first give the priority. Then second unit, getting starting with GST, defining GST rates at stock level, okay, group level, stock item level, and master level, okay, interstate outward supply. What do you mean by interstate supply, inward supply, and GST starting, how GST started in ERP 9. This is one of the important theory questions relating to short relating to second unit, and long questions relating to second unit are, explain about GST, getting starting with GST, are steps involved in enabling GST. Okay, very important question, most number of times repeated questions. Then what do you mean by interstate outward supply? Give an example. What do you mean by interstate supply? This is intra, where CGST, SGST both will come. In case of interstate, inward supply, outward supply, where IGST will come. Okay, for inward input, for outward output, IGST will come. Okay, next, what do you mean by interstate outward supply of goods? Give an example. Okay, this is already covered here. Sometimes only separately, only outward only he will ask. Okay, this is relating to those. And calculation of tax liability under GST, Mr. Vardhan registered dealer बोल के one question is there, and Miss Ranjita related one more question is there. These two are B category questions, sometimes may be asked. So ये भी एक बार पढ़ के जाना. And this C category questions, if possible you go through once. Return, sales returns, and hierarchy of applying tax rate details. Okay, this 10th one once you go through compulsorily. Next, advanced transactions relating to GST adjustments, unit 3. Says the sales, what is export, import, composite sale, GST portal. These are very important one. So e-ledger, difference between mixed and composite supply, very important questions relating to short. Next, A category questions. Okay, what are the records and accounts to be maintained by a person, registered person? This one, define composition dealer. Okay, state its feature. This question will be asked many a times. These three questions are repeated. What is mixed supply and composite supply? Okay, what are the tax rates applicable to them? Okay, discuss the advance receipt and payment, explain the accounting of advance receipts and sales invoice. ओके ये एक बार पढ़ के जाना. नेक्स्ट, define unregistered dealer, explain the briefly purchases made from unregistered dealer if possible, go through once, and timeline for payment, mode of payment for GST. These are the theory questions relating to third unit. ओके बी कैटेगरी के एक बार देख के जाना, ए कैटेगरी पढ़ के जाना कंपल्सरीली, वही आते. नेक्स्ट, getting started with GST services. This is similar to your second unit. Okay, so next one is what? Define short questions. Define service. What is a place of supply? Write about cancellation of services. Explain about supply of services. These are the theory questions mostly asked. And long questions. What do you mean by service? Explain briefly about determination of supply of service and place of supply of service. Okay, determination of place of supply and time of supply of services, that is what they are asking. How to determine supply of goods and supply of services in GST, very important questions these two. Then what is input tax credit, how it is availed under GST. Intrastate supply of services, explain the intrastate inward supply, outward supply of services. Then what do you mean by intrastate outward supply of services, explain with suitable example. Then another one is, you just go through the interstate also, not only intrastate. Provide the transactions of cancellation of intra-state outward supply of services in GST. Okay, then unit 5, short questions. Partial payment made to supplier and outward supply of services. Discuss briefly various components of title of supply. GST duty registration and reverse charge on service input tax credit set off. These are the theory questions from the 5th unit. And electronic cash ledger. Okay, e-cash ledger and e-credit ledger. Okay, these may also come. Next, long questions relating to 5th unit. How do you account for multiple services in single supply? Partial payment to supplier. Write a note on transactions regarding partial payment made to suppliers with an example. This partial payment is relating to this itself. Then write a note on outward supply and record outward supply of services with additional expenses. Okay, give an example. What do you mean by deemed supply of services? Explain suitable examples. Okay, some declared services are there, those things. What do you mean by time of supply of service? What do you mean by time of supply of services? What are its components? Explain with an illustration. This is important question, and all these 5 to 6 questions whatever are there, very important. Explain the concept of advance receipt from the customers under GST. These relating to services. This is similar question will be asked in the 3rd unit also. Okay, so these are the questions you need to learn for GST. All the best. Okay, सीखना बंद तो जीतना बंद. सीखते रहिए and keep learning, keep smiling, keep rocking. If you not subscribed, please subscribe the channel and share it video with your friends, that might be useful for them, as this is last chance for them. I thought of sending a video. So Jai Hind.